for a couple of days. This isn't completely out of the norm, but is that a concerted effort for you to make a statement or anything like that?
No, it's just I'm not doing anything I don't normally do. Sometimes a correction's made with a smack on the butt, and sometimes the correction's made with getting after them. It's just the way. It's just, and the art of coaching is figuring out when to do one and when to do the other one. So, I don't believe I'm any more animated than I normally am. Now you'd have to ask the guys that.
Nick, with guys like Keeley and Sidney Brown, some of the younger guys starting out with the threes, what does that give them to be able to start out with the threes and have maybe less pressure than twos or ones?
There's pressure on all of us no matter what. So, what we like to do with some of our young guys is you'll see that we have developmental periods at the end of practice. We have developmental opportunities and walkthrough. What we're trying to do for them in those periods specifically is let them build their confidence, and going against some other guys that are in their same situation. And so that's why we do our developmental periods. One, to get them more reps so they get better and they continue to rise, but also to help them build their confidence, as they go against guys that are in a similar spot.
What did Hassan
I won't ever get into that, hows and whys with injuries, but we're hoping that he's been getting better. We're hoping he gets some reps out here today with some individual stuff. So I'm excited that he's going to do that, and we know how much he changes the game when he's in there. We'll get you all the list of how much participation, all that stuff, but he's going to be working some individual today. Yes. So he's just still recovering from some stuff, but yeah, I mean he's still recovering from some of the different things. I think it's the same toe. I don't know, right toe, left toe, but yeah.
You want heavy red zone day one again. That's sort of been your theme.
Say that. I'm sorry, John.
You want heavy red zone again day one. Sort of been your theme. What's the philosophy behind that?
It's a hard thing to start off with. All right, it really is, because the field shrinks, and it's not a great. It's hard to, as an offense, right? You always feel that, like, man, this is how we're starting the things off. But the design of it is that, one, obviously red zone's super important, and two, it's not always about how much you're on the field, but also the distance you're running while you're on your field. So it is part of the progression of how we're getting these guys going back into football shape. You guys got to yell. Say that again. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, what have I seen from him? Yeah, he's got a unique ability. He's got unique ability, which is part of the reason why we wanted him to be on this football team. And so we really like some of the things that he can do out of the backfield as a runner and also as a receiver. And he's showing that he has that ability of what we thought that he had when he was in Detroit, and then coming out of Georgia also.
As a follow-up to that, Nick, last year...
There you go, Zach.
Last year you guys had the fewest pass attempts, 2 running backs. I imagine your top 3 targets had something to do with it. But as the offense evolves, as the personnel evolves, do you expect that to change?
You have, again, your offense is based off of your skill, first of all, and the players that you have, first of all. It's foolish for us to do something that our guys can't do. With that being said, you have these different boxes that you want to be able to check of plays that or schemes that are important to attack a defense. And so those can be supplemented a lot of different ways. As far as the way your backs get touches, the way your tight ends get touches, like you can put a receiver in the tight end spot, like as the number 3 or whatever, number 2, and do some different things. And so you could supplement these things different ways. And But the harder you are to defend, you're harder to defend when you have guys that a lot of guys, different positions that can do it. So you can be in these different personnel groups and still running similar plays for your quarterback. So we're excited about what he brings. We're excited. You know, we love what Kenny has done out of the backfield as well. But yeah, when the pass game still runs through Dallas, Devontae, AJ, and I assume that's gonna, we'll keep going, but I'm looking like that'll be the same thing, but again, it's nice that he's making some plays out of the backfield right now.
With Reddick out the last few days, Nolan Smith, I think, has gotten some first team opportunities. How has he looked for you?
It's always hard to tell with the O-line, D-line before you get the pads on. So we're still in the acclimation period before we get our pads on. So it'll show out even more once we do. But you obviously see his talent as with his athleticism and how hard he plays. So that it's very noticeable of not only his get off of how he gets off the football, but also how he retraces to get to the football, whether that's running down a play that's gotten behind him or whatnot. You see how hard he plays on a play-to-play basis. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm worried about today, and then I don't know exactly the day they come on off the top of my head without looking at a schedule. Sorry.
To throw into the backs, the screen game specifically, is that something you haven't done a lot of that? Do you feel like you have the personnel with the athletic O-line and the backs to be able to do that?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we think we can do a lot of. Our O-line gives us options to do a lot of different things, a lot of different schemes because of how talented they are. And screen game is one of those things. Again, it's so we'll see how that. We'll see how we. How the offense evolves with that. But, we just think the O-line gives us an opportunity to do a lot of different things.
Nick, question for Ann.
I didn't even hear it.
Nick, what are your thoughts on the Kelly Green interview?
He'll answer it.
All right. The other day, Brandon Graham, when he talked to us,
What do you want to, should we just stop?
Yeah, we've got 30 seconds. We might as well wait.
Football. When Brandon Graham was talking to us, he talked about his role, and he wasn't talking about snaps or he was talking about getting young guys better, specifically young guys. What kind of benefit does that give you?
Yeah, I'll just wait a second. It's Kelsey, yeah. When your leaders on your team really are motivated to connect with other guys and also help them develop, not only by showing them, but be willing to open the door and talk to them through it. They're going to show them every day of how they go about their business. But when they really have that ability to and that want to help the young guys out, that's a big deal. And I think you see that with Jason and Fletch and BG and Lane, just to name the guys that have been here for 10 years. They're really committed to that. They understand that what's good for Nolan Smith, to say one young guy, is going to be good for the team, which is going to be good for Brandon. And so it's special. It's a special group of guys, and that's what we want. We want guys to connect. And when you're truly in it to, have the relationships, and you're truly in it to, to get better as a team, understanding that the best teams win, not the best groups of individuals. That makes for a special team, and that's why we have special leaders on this team. So I'm really excited to hear Brandon. It doesn't surprise me. I understand that's who he is as a person, but really you got to understand how exciting that is for me as a coach who's trying to continue to make sure that we're coming together as a football team. And you don't do that as a coach without special players on your team, and those 4 guys definitely do that.
Nick, now that you've been on the field now for a couple days, have you seen the defensive guys specifically get acclimated with Sean's voice on the field?
Yeah, I see him flying around and executing well and making plays, and so you always want to see that energy out of them, and you're always going to have some mistakes here and there each day, but I think that Sean's done a good job of, letting them understand what the scheme is, how the scheme works, similarities in the scheme that they were a part of last year to this year, and differences. And so I think the defense is on the right track, and Sean's done a great job of connecting with the players and really painting the job description of exactly what he wants on every single play versus all the different looks you could get.
Do a couple more. Unveiled the Kelly Green alternates yesterday. What are your thoughts on that?
I think they look pretty cool. I mean, I look forward to. Well, I won't do it, but my wife will buy my kids jerseys, and I'm sure that they'll have Kelly Green ones when they have an opportunity to get to buy them. So I think they look cool. I think the one Eagles jersey I have is a Mike Quick jersey that just so happens to be Kelly Green. So I think they're cool, and I'm excited that the fans are able to get those.
I know it's early, but what have been some of your takeaways?
I go back to the question on Nolan. It's always hard to tell when you don't have pads on. So what you're looking for is the movements. What you're looking for is to making sure that he's on the same page with who he's next to, with Jason and Lane, which he has been, and the communication that's happening there. So I'm really pleased with the way he looks, and I'm also pleased with the communication that's happening between those 3 guys. It makes it easier transition of having a new right guard, when you have 2 guys like Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson that's playing between them. Again, really early, I think that would be that to say that he's there and he's there exclusively would be unfair to the other guys that are competing with him, because again, you're going to find out more and more as the pads come on. So, he'll be there today again. But nothing's in stone, and we'll just keep working to make sure that we put the right 5 guys out there. They're out there when we go.
In the past, when you've had those position battles, like first year at left tackle, it was a day on, a day off.
Yeah, sure.
That hasn't been the case at right guard. So you'll continue going with Cam there at the
Today. Yeah, we'll see. The time will tell. But right now, today, Cam will be out there.
All right, thanks, folks.
Thanks, everybody.